Wow, that's a bit of a weird start to the video. But so guys, welcome back for another video. Today I'm going to be doing my SPFL Scottish League predictions this is halfway through the season, but it's my updated predictions based on how the teams are doing so far, and I'm going to compare it to my previous predictions. Obviously, I didn't upload a video on my previous predictions, but I just decided, you know what, why don't I make one and share what my previous predictions were, starting off. So currently, I have 12 is St Johnstone for me, right? Before I predicted them to be 10th, now I have them in 12th, and before I was like, they're a decent team in Scottish football. I don't think they will get relegated I don't think they will get relegated, but now I've completely changed my mind since they're about 5 points or 4 points behind everyone in the Scottish League, right? I don't think there's any way for them to get back from that, especially because they are playing worse than basically every team except for maybe one team. Right, it's not looking good for them, and I think they are going to come in 12th. Number 11, I think, will be Ross County. Now, I think Ross County will come in 11th because, they keep swapping with the current 11th place Hearts, and I feel like Ross County will eventually end up staying in 11th. Before I did have them in 12th, but I feel like now it's clear St Johnstone are playing worse than them this season. 10 I have Hearts. Hearts is the team I support, so it's really, really sad. And it's really, really tough for me to put them there. Right? By it's really, really sad, I mean I'm really, really sad about putting them there. But it's really, really tough for me to put them there. Before I had them third because they left last season. They had a fantastic season, right? But now it's just something's not working, something's gone wrong, and I personally, or my dad especially, is thinking that they should honestly just sell most of the players and just find a bunch of new players to bring in. And it's looking pretty bad. I don't know what they could do to fix it. I think, there is a chance they get relegated, but I don't think they will go that far because they are managing to stay around 10th now. 9 I have Hibs. Before I had them in 8th. I have them 9th now because they are having a bit of a rough season, just like Hearts. But I feel like they will place one spot above Hearts because they are playing slightly better than Hearts, right? Beating Kilmarnock, who are doing decent this season. I think Hibs, is just one of those other teams that are not doing great this season, but but aren't going to get relegated. 8 I have Dundee. Before I had them 7th. I feel like this is kind of the spot where they should be in the Scottish table, right? Round about the 8th, 7th area, just above 10, but just below 5. I feel like that's a fair spot for them, no matter what point in the season, except from if they're doing great, or except from if they're doing exceptionally bad. In 7th, I have Aberdeen. Before I had them 4th. Now, some of you out there might be thinking, you're insane for putting Aberdeen in 7th. They have been 2nd and even 1st for about an hour this season. But the reason I put them 7th is because they've started to fall off a lot. They've drawn to Hearts and Hibs, two teams that are doing absolutely horrible this season. They've lost to Dundee United. They've lost to, I don't even know who else. I think Kilmarnock 4-0. They lost to Dundee United 1-0. They've started to fall off, and I feel like if they keep falling off throughout the rest of the season, they could go lower than 7th. But I feel like 7th will be probably the most, just based on the teams that are doing even worse than them. St Johnstone, Hearts, Hibs. I'd even include Ross County in there, which normally they'd probably be that low. Anyway, 6 I have Kilmarnock. Before I had them in 5. I feel like, just like I said with Dundee, they're like a team that should be around there. Don't really feel like they should be doing any better, but also if they do any worse, it's kind of strange. And they did just batter Aberdeen 4-0, so I feel like, it's worth putting them in the top 6. In 5, I have St Mirren. Before I had them 6th. I kind of just like, I just think they're all right. They're doing all right this season. Not anything spectacularly, but they're doing good enough to like not be in the bottom 6. If that makes sense. I know a lot of these. It's just me saying, oh, they're doing good enough to not be there, but they're not doing bad enough to be there, or something like that. But I feel like that is actually the main point I'm trying to talk about for each of them, right? So St Mirren is going in the 5 spot for me. Motherwell, I put in 4. Before I put them in 9. The reason I put them in 4 now is because they almost won against Rangers the other day, right? It's just Rangers made that insane comeback. I feel like they do. I feel like they're like them and like I should say Dundee United, right? Them 2 teams, right, do have the potential to be in that top 3, top 4, Scottish clubs, right? If they really have a good season, and this season it's one of those seasons for Motherwell and Dundee United where they're doing really good, and Motherwell I feel like they're not gonna get into. I don't think they'll get into Europe. I feel like no, I'm pretty sure 4th you can get into Europe, but I don't think Motherwell will get into Europe. I think they'll do really well though this season in the Scottish League. Dundee United I have 3rd. Before I had them 11th. The reason I had them 11th before was because they have literally just gotten back up from being down in the lower leagues for like how many seasons? Maybe 2 seasons. I thought they were going to do horrible this season, not get relegated again, but do horrible. But no, they have really made a shock. See, when I was making this list, I was even considering putting them above Rangers. They drew with Celtic the other day, and they beat Aberdeen. Aberdeen, who's been doing really well this season, and Celtic, who have a 15-point lead on everyone else in the league. I feel like Dundee United will come 3rd, and I feel like it's not really hard for me to say that. Rangers I will put 2nd. They have made a massive comeback this season. I did put them in 7th. I put them in 2nd just now, and I put them in 2nd at the start of the season. The reason I put them in 2nd now, though, is because earlier in the season they were like playing really rough, but they made a massive comeback. And I could put them in 3rd because they were rough at the start of the season, and that could always return. But I feel like, now that they've, gone back to winning most of their games, they will stay like that. 1 is the team I had at first in my original predictions, and that is Celtic, because I really don't think Celtic are going anywhere in Scotland, right? They're 15 points ahead of everybody, and instead of them maybe getting closer to being, the same skill level as like, I don't know, Hearts and Rangers, they're honestly just getting further and further away than some of them better teams in Scotland. I feel like Celtic could be like a mid-table Premier League side at this point, and like they wouldn't even struggle, because I'm pretty sure in the pre-season, I'm not 100% sure, I heard this somewhere, I not done my research, I heard somewhere that they beat Chelsea and Man City in the pre-season, which I don't really believe that, but if they did, then wow, yeah. Celtic I feel like is just too dominant in Scotland. I feel like they should be moved to England at this point, because 15 points ahead of everybody, including Rangers, it's getting too hard for anyone else to win the league at this point. They've won it, let's just say 10 seasons in a row, right? And it doesn't seem like they're slowing down. They're probably going to win it another 10 seasons in a row. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the video there. I really need something to eat because my mouth is feeling so dry. I feel really sick because I've had nothing to eat all day. And it's probably it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I woke up at 10 this morning. So I'm gonna pop this on to keep warm. If I can actually find my way out of it, that'd be nice. Oh, there we go. Anyway, I'm gonna go downstairs, grab breakfast, edit this video. Like, subscribe. Till next time. Goodbye.